Okay, we're looking at ancient Roman art today. All right, everybody looks at Roman art as important, no matter what it is. Is it because they copied the Greek art? They came up with their own ideas. There's no doubt in my mind that there's some things that are different. But the one thing that they should be remembered for, if nothing else, is that they took art and the Greek art, and they traveled around the whole entire world doing it. And a lot of that is because of Julius Caesar. So, who we are today has a lot to do with the Romans because the Romans took everything that we know about art in the Greek civilization and they taught us about it. So, here are the dates: Roman Republic compared to ancient Greek civilization. So the Roman Republic is 509 BCE, ancient Greek 490 to 480 BCE, and they go down to 146 to 27 BCE, and then we have 336 to 325 BCE. All right, so the Romans loved Greek sculptures, and they borrowed or stole them, and they copied them, and either bronze or marble, and they use their ideas to make their own art form as well. So here is the basic part of it that you see: the Roman Forum, and that's 6th century BCE. You'll want to remember the Point du Gard Bridge. That was their water aqueduct. And the Villa of Mysteries, and then the Flavian Amphitheater, the Pantheon, and the head of Constantine. So there is Italy, and you can see the Adriatic Sea, the Tiberian Sea, Bonaventura, Naples, Pompeii, and then there's what it looks like within the world map of the European world. All right. Notice our first thing has nothing, I repeat, to do with what you have seen in Greek art. Not once did you see someone who looked like this. And that's because Greek art was Platoistic. It looked at beauty, it looked at perfection. And Roman art looks at realism, or they are like Aristotle, which copies realism. So it says from the beginnings, a small cluster of huts in the 10th century to on, we have our Roman patrons, our new government, our early republic power, and the privileged class of Roman citizens. And that's what this would have been. He would have been a Republican, one of the privileged class. So here is Rome today and Rome then, all in the same picture. So there are numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over on the left-hand corner. So you find them. And if you want to know what each one of those are, there is a link to them. So each number 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. There's 8, etc. So take some time, go through your PowerPoint just for your own interest, and see if you can figure out where everything is. ending at number 17, which is the Colosseum there. And I'm not going to do that for you in this video. And there's all of them. All right, so this is the temple of Portunus or Fortuna Villaris. It is 75 BCE. It is pseudo-peripteral. So it is a design that reflects the colossal design of the Greek Hellenistic, but in a non-traditional way that they did it. There's a temple of Vesta in Tivoli, Italy. Notice what kind of columns those are. Does anyone remember? Iconic, Doric, Corinthian. It's Corinthian. All right. One of the things that happened in this time period was they discovered a mixture of cement and they used it in their architectural buildings. And this particular piece reflected the colossal design of the Greek Hellenistic style. And they have masonry substructures connected with grand staircases. So they're using a cement form to do that. There's how it was made. This concrete allowed the architect of this to raise this grand, eloquent expression of Roman power. So you can see the plan, the architectural plan there of how this massive building was made. And there's what it looks like today. I mean, it has stood 2,000 years. It's a pretty impressive building. All right. So this is Roman concrete construction. This is how they did it. And these are called groin vaults. All right. So a groin vault comes together with four, let's see. Well, I thought I was going to get my tools there. It didn't work. Just made me skip forward. Sorry about that. Four places where the arch comes together. This is a groin vault. So four arches come together and make a vault. This is a oculus or a hemispherical dome. We still use that construction today in our observatories. Number A is a barrel vault. Number B is a groin vault. Number C is a fenestrated sequence of groin vaults, all because of concrete. All right, this is a man with a portrait bust of his ancestors. Notice again, if you saw this side by side with a Greek piece, you would not find anything with this many wrinkles, this kind of age, even in the classical Hellenistic Greek art. That because this is more realistic, not the beautiful people, then you know that it is Roman. Realism. Every wrinkle, every mole, every pimple, every default is there. Somber. All right. So this one is really strange. This is called a pseudo athlete because this person, does this sound like modern day models and what they do to airbrush? He took his own head and put it on a sculpture of a famous person with an idealized classical Greek body. So he appropriated that body from another work and put his head on it. And It wasn't like it is in the picture with the break and everything there where we could see it, because it has fallen apart, but he just appropriated it. So it looks like him, but it looks like he's got this perfect body there. So that's a little bit humorous, don't you think? It's kind of like what we do with our phones and putting our heads on funny little cat dancing things and things like that. So that has its history to Roman art. All right, this is Pompey the Great, and this is a mid-century, first century CE copy. And you see the bust, marble bust there. All right, here is a coin of Julius Caesar. Remember I said Caesar actually was the one responsible for taking art throughout the Western world. This is a funerary relief with portraits of the Gessi from Rome and Italy, about 30 BCE. Again, they're not the prettiest people you have ever seen. And there's a relief with a funerary procession. It was someone of consequence, it says. All right, so here is the Roman world, and we're going to Pompeii. Here is the aerial view of the Forum in Pompeii. It's not nearly as big as the one in Rome, so that we can actually see it. That we have the Temple of Jupiter, that's number 2. We have the Basilica, that's number 3. This is the Forum, number 1, the Roman Forum, where they provide opportunity for people to worship their gods. All right, so here is an amphitheater at Pompeii. See where all the people sat? Not that similar, but different from the Roman Colosseum in Rome. Simple idea. All right, so here's a painting showing what possibly happened in the amphitheater. This is on a house 1323 in Pompeii, Italy. Pompeii, of course, was destroyed by the volcano, and the volcano lava, ash buried everything for a couple thousand years, and we were able to dig it up and know exactly what it was like. This says 10,000 to 15,000 people could be in that amphitheater. All right. This is a typical Roman house. What I think is interesting is the courtyard in the center, exposed to light and sun and atmosphere. There's what one looks like from life. So they had not only big skylights, but big open spaces in between. That is different than anywhere else that we've looked at. Roman did not copy that from anyone. And then you see the garden in the center space, but notice the painting all around all of the walls. That imagine having an enclosed garden like that no one could see but you and your people that were in your house. This is one of the older homes there in Herculaneum at the time of Pompeii and the eruption in Pompeii. And this is called first style Roman wall painting. So the whole wall would be decorative, but not in a realistic style. It was decorated so that it looked like marble, faux different things on the side. Here's a Dianastic Mystery Frieze. This is called the Villa of Mysteries. Imagine having that on your walls. So that is called the second style of wall painting. What's down below is the first style with the marble and the different things painted on, and then the painting of the frieze up above it. There's second style wall painting. It's including some of the columns and the marble in the first style and some of whatever they're talking about. The city people, it's in the second style. This is a second style painting. You see the marble and stuff below the walls, and then above is a gardenscape. That's from the Villa of Leva in Prima Porta, Italy. 6 feet 7 inches tall. There's a house villa, and this is called the fourth style. So it has gone further than one story. It's telling multiple stories, so the whole thing is like an art gallery with carvings and everything all painted. This is Neptune and Amphitrite. You've got some of the decorative, some of the other. All right. Remember back to Egyptian art where you saw the Egyptian tomb painting on the sarcophagus at the very last mummies that were made were of Roman citizens who came and conquered Egypt. This looks just like that. And this is the owner of a bakery, Tertius Nero, and his wife. And he's has a scroll in his hand, and she has a stylus on her chin. And that's a Roman wall painting. There is another one. Notice she has a stylus and a writing tablet. Want to be seen as thoughtful people. Here's a seated portrait of the Greek poet Menander. Fourth style mural painting. There's a gardenscape again. Now, as a painting, it's beautiful. I mean, just by itself. Imagine all that other stuff in there with it. Here's a still life, much like still lifes that of the last 2,000 years. Here is a third style wall painting. All right, I think that is a good place to stop for this section.